I don't think we did an intro last time.
No, we didn't.
We just jumped right in because we are not professional podcasters.
Quite yet.
Yet. I was going to say yet.
Quite yet.
But welcome to On Holiday.
You kind of turned on your Delilah voice there. Welcome to On Holiday.
Welcome. This microphone makes me automatically feel like I am a radio DJ.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be a shock jock though. I totally would be like late night.
Can we address the elephant in the room right now?
What is the elephant in the room?
Are you wearing a onesie?
Are you wearing a onesie is a better question. This is expected of me. I dress up on the regular.
I am wearing a Christmas onesie.
Well, can we also point out that this was not my idea?
Whoa. Yeah,
okay, to wear it on the podcast, yes. But who made me order these?
No. Nay in the words. You were looking.
And I said, aren't these cute? And you said, order them now.
I didn't say those exact words.
I'm pretty
sure.
You
were like, I think this would be cute.
You
for
may
Christmas.
have cussed and been like, order those damn things now.
We're supposed to be a family-friendly podcast.
Okay, well, you can bleep that part out.
Yes, we are wearing Christmas pajamas as onesies. And in the words of Bluey and Bingo, we take on... What is it?
Okay, you can't quote it if you can't say it.
Well, I'm asking for help as a good spouse would.
In your onesie, do you channel your inner Bluey or your inner Bingo?
I'm all Bingo. I freaking love Bingo.
You are the cheetah?
Yes.
You know what it is? Bingo becomes one with the onesie.
I don't feel that quite oneness, but
I do. Look at these ears.
It's funny that you always look to that camera when we have the camera right there that shows both of us.
But this one's showing my beautiful face.
It is. So I'm guessing, based off of what you're wearing and what I'm wearing,
we're talking about St. Patrick's Day.
Exactly. We're talking about Disney Christmas because the season is upon us.
Surprisingly enough.
Yeah, I mean,
you blink and it's Christmas. I mean, school starts and then all of a sudden it's Christmas.
You can buy Christmas pajamas already.
I mean, they've been out for weeks, but let's be honest. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party tickets have been out since the middle of the summer. Like, if you want to do Christmas at Disney, the best thing to do is start planning early. Like, you can, amazingly enough, there are still plenty of deals to get you discounts for Disney World and some for Disneyland. But if you are wanting to do a special activity like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, or this year, brand new is Jollywood Nights, you should have been planning that sooner. You may still find a couple of dates. If that's a deal breaker for you, then you want to find dates that those tickets are available and then plan your trip around those dates. If not, there are plenty of things to still enjoy about the holiday season.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Because we haven't done Jollywood. So Jollywood's a new addition to Disney and it's going to be great. You're going to dress up as a dapper Disney lady. So
Jollywood Nights is at Hollywood Studios. And so it is a golden Hollywood, old school Hollywood. Think of Hollywood in its heyday in the 50s.
Yep.
When you think of the really funny classic movies and things like that. Yeah, you're thinking of the classic characters and those really people who could sing and dance and do it all. So that's the vibe that it's going to have.
I can't do it all.
You can do a lot. I mean, look at this setup. But so it's going to be, from everything that we've seen, it looks like a more adult-centric event.
Yeah.
There's going to be a speakeasy over at the Hollywood Brown Derby.
What Muppets, every millennial needs in their life.
Right. More drinks at Hollywood Studios, please. There's going to be shows with the Muppets. It is themed for that old school Hollywood. And so you're going to probably see a lot of people dressing for it. That's one of the things that people really like to do for the holidays. That's one thing that people really like to do for the parties. Yep. If it's
Mickey's Not So Scary.
Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. All of the parties are failing me now.
Yeah. Mickey's Merry Spectacular Christmas. Close.
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas.
Oh, that's I told you. I help you.
Jollywood is brand new, but and Oogie Boogie Bash. Like for you wear your costumes during Halloween. A lot of people will wear their pajamas. Like
Oh yeah.
For Mickey's Very Merry, and so I'm excited to see how people dress up for Jollywood.
100%. So that's going to be a new experience, but we both have experienced Mickey's very Merry Christmas. And I want to ask you, do you think it's worth it for our family?
So we did get to go to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas last year. We went during the Thanksgiving week. Because we have a longer Thanksgiving break, and
we have to craft this carefully because as NDA, Aaron, an NDA meaning like non-disclosure, like
agreement.
Like you're a Disney travel agent, so we also love everything.
But here's
Disney.
the thing: with being a travel advisor, I want to understand what your family needs. And like where your family is at, and I'll help you, guide you. Is
100%.
This worth your money? I mean, I know you've seen a lot about it. You've heard all of the really hyped up things because that's what influencers are really good about doing.
100%.
Hyping it up. Let's be honest and see if it's right for your family. So we wanted to try it last year, and I'm really glad that we did.
I am too.
I'm really glad that we tried it last year. And one thing that we learned last year, we did the Halloween party in September. And we went at the end of our trip, and we had an early morning flight the next morning. And that was a big no-no. Like I really, really, really should have known better. So we planned better for our Christmas trip, and we tagged on the Very Merry Christmas party at the very beginning of our trip. And we had a whole day where we did absolutely nothing. You come to the park early, even though the event technically starts at 7 p.m.
You can get in at 4.
You can get into Magic Kingdom as early as 4 with just your party ticket. You do not have to have a ticket for that park that day. They are two separately different events. You can go to the park that day, and I do suggest.
But let's not get the.
I do suggest it.
Yeah, but you're getting ahead of us a little bit.
I know. I talk about all the things, but yes, you can get there early, and we did. We got there right at 4. We planned a sit-down dinner because like all of the advanced dining reservation restaurants were still available, so we were full.
Yeah,
we weren't hangry. And then we got to do as many of the experiences. We did the earlier experiences. This is the great thing about the Christmas party is that for the big events like the stage show and the parade, they do them twice during the event. And it's all centered around the fireworks show. So you can start your experiences early, whether that's with visiting characters, because there's special characters at these parties that you don't normally see in the park. There's also cookies and hot cocoa if you really love snacks and hot chocolate.
It is Florida. Just want to prepare everybody. Hot cocoa in Florida in November.
It was chilly, though. Do you not remember? It was rainy and chilly the night we went, which is surprising. It could have been a hot and humid night, but it was very chilly. I'm pretty sure we bought a couple of sweatshirts that night.
I think you're right. I remember that now that I bring my hip brain back. Like you said something interesting that influencers are really good at showing you like Merry Christmas or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas. I'll get it right by the end of this podcast. I swear. We realized something very early on that most influencers don't travel or don't do videos with kids.
'Cause it's hard.
It's extremely hard. That's the one thing that I would say that we have learned about our family. I'm glad we got to experience it, but this is my opinion, and so you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay. If I have a different opinion.
Correct. I don't know if Mickey's Very Merry Christmas.
Very nice.
Thank you. I stuttered on the first part. I don't know if it's worth it for our family. Now, the reason why is our kids are at the age where they still have a pretty early bedtime. And yes, as we're on Central, so we get a little bit of love when we go back to go to East Coast. So 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock to us. So like there's some vibes there. But they can't hang but
we've trained our family. We are early to bed, early to rise.
Yeah, 100%.
So early entry rope dropping is our vibe.
All our jam.
It's our jam. We can do it every time, and we almost do it every single day. I'm glad we went because here are the things that I learned from our family's experiences. There are 3 major entertainment events that happen during the party. You've got access to majority of the rides with lighter lines.
Yep.
If that is your focus. And there's also character meet and greets and some treats. Those are the main components of this party. This is why it differs from just going to the park during a regular day during the Christmas season. And here's what I would say. You have to pick what's the priority for your family because you cannot do it all.
Agreed.
Now, you could get in as early as 4 and stay till midnight.
Is it till midnight or 1?
I think it's like midnight-ish. I think the last show happens around midnight and then everybody kind of trickles out. You could, but I don't recommend it. That's a full 7 day. That's a full 7 hours. And that is a full day in the park.
Now, if your family is like night owls and they love
and you've got older kids and they love all the specialty things, go for it. But what I would say is above anything else, do the things at the party that you absolutely could not do during a regular day in the park.
Agreed.
Are the cookies and hot chocolate worth it? They are not.
Wow.
Because it's basic cookies and hot chocolate.
Yeah, basic.
They are. They are. So like, get 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Don't try to collect all of them unless that's really a thing for you. Do you want to meet characters? Like, are you die hard about meeting characters? Then wait in those lines and meet characters. But guess what? The longest line you will wait in all night is for characters, and you will not see every single one that you want to see.
Yep.
So my suggestion is do the parade, do the stage show, and do the fireworks because those are completely different and exclusive to the event. Those should be your priority for the evening.
That's a great advice. The other thing that we would say, and this is our little hack when it comes to the parties, we would say if you're not going to the party, you should go to the park or Magic Kingdom that morning. And the reason
you should utilize your early entry. If you're staying on the Disney Resort, you should 100% utilize your early entry to rope drop because the park is empty.
What's great about it is because the party starts at 4, the park since the party starts at 7, the park closes at 6, right?
That's right.
And so what people do is they look at that and they're like, oh man,
I'm not going to get a full day.
Correct.
I'm not going to get to see fireworks. Why should I go to Magic Kingdom?
We would say if you have the opportunity to have park hopper and honestly make a reservation for Magic Kingdom that morning, it's the most pleasant experience you'll have at Magic Kingdom by far. Like literally, it's like COVID levels, like people.
Well, because we just did it. We went in October last week. Gosh, was it last week? We went last week and there was not so scary Halloween party going on, and we went to Magic Kingdom on a Halloween day. Absolutely ghost town.
Yeah.
And that is the thing that I hear over and over again from other agents and families that travel. Here's my ideal day. If going to Magic Kingdom.
Break it down.
During a holiday season, you rope drop because you've got early entry. You get over to the parks, you get your coffee, you take your pictures with the castle, and you don't get Genie Plus. We had it that day, but genuinely did not need it because we walked by Peter Pan's flight and it was 30 minutes. Whenever have you seen Peter Pan's flight at 30 minutes?
Yeah, 100%.
Like never.
Well, and Haunted Mansion was 13 minutes, which means it's a walk-on.
It was a walk-on. Literally, it was a ghost town. I mean, we could have done everything we wanted to do, and I think we did by noon.
Yeah.
And you know, unless you're trying to do every single attraction in Magic Kingdom, like that's unheard of.
Yeah.
And then I would say either you do park hop because you want to continue to do the parks. You go see Fantasmic over in Hollywood Studios if you want a nighttime spectacular, or you go see the new show at Epcot. But what I would suggest is get a dining reservation at one of the monorail loop
that's a great idea.
resorts. Go to Ohana, go over to the Contemporary and go to Steakhouse 71. Do something on a resort that you may not be staying at, but you're still so close to it
That you can see
and you're not absolutely exhausted for your next
Correct.
day, but you still got to do all the things that you normally would have done in a full day.
Yeah, I think that is our tip for everybody. Like we didn't, like, you went because of work, but we didn't go to Not So Scary. We're not going to Very Merry. Like, it doesn't make sense for our family. So like we have chosen to, like, oh yeah, we're just going to go to the park that morning, get all the fun in, and then go back. And like with annual passes, it's a little different because we can park hop wherever we want after that. But it is a more pleasant experience at Magic Kingdom, to the point where, little side note, they shoot stuff in the morning and on those mornings because it's lighter attendance in the park. So like they'll film a commercial or whatever because they're not having to deal with massive crowds because of
it's not as much of a logistical issue. Yeah. So I would say outside of doing the parties, you and genuinely, you do not have to do the parties to feel like you are experiencing
100%.
the holiday.
Well, not So Scary felt like we rope dropped that morning of Not So Scary that we didn't go to, and it felt more like a Halloween vibe because it was like overcast and foggy.
We got perfect Halloween weather, so it was really cool. What I want people to know is that you shouldn't feel like you have to go to the parties to feel like you need to experience the holidays. The parks are still completely decorated. Like Hollywood Studios was even a really cool one because it's got really retro decorations. That was one of my favorite things to see last year. So I would say if you're wanting holiday vibes without being at the party, get the treats.
Yeah.
They've got specialty treats for the holidays. Disney always does good at celebrating everything with some type of new menu.
Yeah.
New, cute cupcake. The cupcakes get Olivia every single time.
Every time.
She's a cupcake fiend. But then I would also say go visit the resorts.
Yeah.
That is what, unless you are a parks only family, like you are hardcore about the parks and the attractions, you are missing out on a lot if you do not go and resort hop. To see the big Christmas trees on the monorail loop.
Yeah.
To go experience anything that's happening over there. There's different characters at different resorts. So you're just missing out if you're only doing parks. So go exploring around Christmas time.
It's so great. The one place that we haven't visited that we've heard the rage is all about is Fort Wilderness, right? Or is it Wilderness Lodge? Which one has got the massive Christmas tree with the bear?
Okay. Wilderness Lodge has this huge Christmas tree. And it already kind of feels
like Christmas all year round.
Because there's this huge fireplace. Everything's like a giant log cabin. Yeah. So that definitely needs to be on our bucket list to go visit Wilderness Lodge during Christmas time.
Okay. Is there any, as we wrap this up, is there any news, tips, or tricks as we go into the holidays that people need to be aware of?
Here's what I say. If you're taking a holiday trip or you're considering it all, do it. Like if holidays are important to you, you're wanting to schedule something last minute, there is still availability and there is still discounts for the time that you're wanting to travel, but you need to get on it because I don't know how much longer it's going to last. Also, if you're planning on flying, go ahead.
That's what I was going to say.
Flights, they're going to, once we hit November, people start to think, oh, Christmas travel, and those flights start to go up. So I would say book your flights as soon as possible. Get that trip planned.
We would also say with flights, be wary of sales. I was in the sense of, we just realized this. So we were looking at flights for Christmas and they were running a sale last week.
But it wasn't for where we were traveling to.
Correct. And it wasn't the dates we were traveling. So they hiked up
the normal price.
So like to fly to Orlando, it's like $100 and something usually.
One way, on Southwest.
For great prices. They had marked it up to $595, and we're like, guess we're driving. It's like,
and that was one way.
Correct.
Right.
And
there's
so
no
that
way
like
we can pay that.
$1,000 per person, and we have companion pass. So Southwest does this really great thing where they do run these deals throughout the year where if you spend X amount on their credit card as a new user, you get a free year of companion pass, which is I fly for free.
It's earning the rewards points. So it, like, however you fly, however you earn your rewards points, if you get a certain amount, you can get a companion pass, which has been great for us, but it still would be astronomical to fly with that.
No.
But the sale was over. We came back a few days later, like literally a couple days later, and it was back down to like one something.
Yeah. And so we're like, okay, we're wary of winter sales in the sense of like, just be mindful. Like, don't take, like, if they're running a sale and your flights are higher than you think they should be, wait a couple of days and then see it.
My favorite tool for flights is Google Flights. So other than Southwest, you can utilize Google Flights for so many of the other airlines. And you can go in and put your rates and they will track it for you.
Yeah.
They'll tell you whether it's average, whether it's really high for this time, or whether it's really low and it's a good buy.
Yep.
And it will send you notifications if a better price comes up. So if you've got some time and you can sit on it and you don't have to purchase right now, Google Flights is the way to go. But I would say if you're planning any holiday travel to the parks, go ahead and make those decisions.
We would also say if flying straight into MCO is expensive and it's higher than you really want to pay, look at alternative stops. So Tampa's an hour and a half, 2 hours away. You could potentially like rent a car. Like you've got to do the ROI budgeting side of things, but there are other options to get into MCO or Orlando through a ton of airports in Florida. And driving, if you're in the Southeast, could be an option for you guys, as we just did it. And it's not the funnest experience, but we did it.
But if you've got great road trippers,
true. And our kids are great.
Save tons of money and just drive down there and you have your car as well to get around, go get groceries if you want stuff in your room, etc. But yeah.
Any other tips that you would say?
Yeah, I would say with the winter season coming upon Florida is like no other state in that the weather is completely different.
Yep.
Like they do not have a traditional winter. However, they will some days, not weeks, some days have winter. So pack in layers for sure. And make sure you always bring your poncho or your raincoat because it is guaranteed that if you don't, it will rain.
Yeah. Like last time, we always forget a poncho and
at least one poncho. Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. Merry Christmas, us. Like
Christmas is upon us.
Us Happy New Year. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah.
It's Chris Mahana Kwanzaa.
Ooh, great job. But thanks for joining us on Holiday. We will see you next time. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe. What are the other things that they should do? Oh, and if you ever need help planning a Disney trip, whether it's a holiday, where should they go? Yeah. or you've got some really great agents at Vacationeer. Like
the Vacationeer has tons of agents that are super experienced in all things Disney, and we're here to help you.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 4th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me